When you've been around since 1906 and still going strong, you must be doing something right, which brings us to the Waysider. So let's step inside for a taste of something that's truly an Alabama treasure. Luke, I've started coming here since before you were born, probably, and this is a great place and really a Tuscaloosa landmark. Talk about the history of the Waysider a little bit, if you can.
Okay, well, my family bought it in 1989, my mother and father. It's the oldest continuously operating restaurant in Tuscaloosa. We bought it from the Farrs in '89, and trying to keep it exactly the way it was when we bought it. You know, we want it to be the same as it's always been, you know, just to be a staple.
The history is here, and it's not just the history of the people, but the history of the food as well. Talk about the people, because I've talked with so many people today who this is their first trip to the Waysider, and others you see every day.
Yes, sir. Well, we've got a mixed. We have a lot of college students. We have a lot of business professionals, and you know, just a lot of fans. And we have people that are here every day that we're open. You know, so, and some people eat twice a day, eat lunch and breakfast. I mean, we have some great customers, a lot of students and alumni, you know, and it's really great. You know, we have a lot of the community. I would imagine the majority of the communities that have been here or heard of it.
I'm just a college student here. I'm entering my second year. These are all some family friends of mine, and they come here to the Waysider about 4 times a week, sometimes 5. Lunch on Wednesdays, right? Breakfast many other times during the week. During football season, on Fridays, you know, they always come here for breakfast before the football games and everything.
Everybody's heard about the Waysider, and now we talked about the people, let's talk about the food, because people come in. I venture to guess that there are people that you know what they want without even taking their order.
A lot of our customers order up, you know, when they walk in, they have the same thing every day or every time, you know, so, you know, it's easy to remember. You know, we're known for our biscuits, of course, so that's the main thing, is to have plenty of biscuits for everybody. But and country ham breakfast is a real popular one that Gene Stallings and Bear Bryant ate that breakfast. So it's always something you point out to people if they haven't ever been here. Along with the smoked sausage, the Conecuh. Everybody likes the Conecuh a lot. So, you know, there's a lot of places. We have a lot of different things, you know, from any kind of omelet you like to we can make sandwiches, you know, anything.
And since you brought up, as they say, the elephant in the room, let's talk about Coach Bryant, because my earliest memories from back in the 70s coming to the Waysider were seeing Coach Bryant here. And
yes, sir.
That's part of the lore. He became really part of the lore of the Waysider, and then of course Coach Stallings as well.
Yes, sir. That's right. And they said he would be waiting on the steps when they opened the door. He would come right in and sit down, and you know, was quiet, kind of kept to himself. We have several pictures of him where he's in the door the airway, and even one with his famous coat on. He's standing there behind another couple, you know, almost like he was waiting for a seat. Now, he may have been. So that's pretty neat.
And as I recall, he always was at the same table.
That's right. And we've got a bust on this table in the corner here, his bust, and that's dedicated to him and his section. His prints and the pictures are all, you know, signifying some of his championships and him.
And the people who do come here, that have been coming here for years, what do they? This place is like a trip down memory lane for them when they bring people who it's their first time for the Waysider. That's got to give you and your sister a lot of pleasure.
It does. It makes you, you know, happy to be a part of something. You take a pride in being a part of that, you know, and especially it being a part of, you know, Bama football. You know, that's just a big deal. A lot of people, it's a tradition to come here before a game or after a game or the Friday before a game. You know, it's a lot of traditions that hold.
The one thing that you notice as you're going around the room, going from table to table and overhearing people talk, I had a friend that used to eat here. He said, you can get a conversation started with a total stranger that you sit down with at the Waysider by just saying one simple thing: how you think a team's going to do this year. So there's a lot of sports and that's talked here. On you can get the wisdom of the world on an early morning at the Wayside.
That's right, yes sir. A lot of Roll Tides and Yay Alabama's in here all the time.
I saw a couple of guys even coming in from. One was wearing an Ole Miss cap. So you get, if you're coming to Tuscaloosa, it doesn't matter if you're coming to university or if you're from out of town.
Yeah,
this is kind of like a welcoming spot, isn't it?
It is, yes sir. We have and we have big groups when we play other teams. We have big groups that come from other, like LSU has a big group that comes in here, and they'll fill up the whole place with their team, and they'll do their chant. It's really fun. Georgia had a big group that comes in. Penn State years ago had a huge group that came in here. So it's not just our fans. It's college football fans in general.
I do notice there are things that have changed in that we've added a few pictures of national championships, which when I first started coming here didn't exist. So
yes, sir.
You've done a little redecorating on the inside. The people say, hey, you moved that picture? I mean,
yeah, Saban's, we can blame Saban for that. So a lot of the new pictures are from his teams, and there's so many, we really don't have a place for all of them now. But we just try to kind of put the most important ones around, and occasionally we'll slip a different one into a place, and that's about all we can really do.
Now, we talked about a lot of things still being the same as they've always been at the Waysider. That includes the recipes. You mentioned the biscuits.
Yes, sir.
So that biscuit recipe's got to be, I don't know, that's got to be top secret, or do you share? People say, what do you do with these biscuits?
Well, I think they're so used to making, like I believe someone could have the recipe, but they're so used to making it a certain way, just by texture. It's just you got to know how to make them, But it's a special recipe, and we keep it hid,
So it is a secret recipe.
Yes, sir.
I'm curious, how many people actually know that recipe?
Oh, maybe three. Yeah. My mother, my sister, and I made most of it.
Okay. So you can't change too much about the Waysider. I did a story many years ago, because it's small, and it's crowded. But I did a story with the folks up in Bessemer at the Bright Star, and they said people had talked to them about moving out of Bessemer, but he said, you take it out of Bessemer, it's not the Bright Star anymore. You move the Waysider, it's not the Waysider anymore.
Right. That's what we've always worried about. Well, that's why we try to keep it the same. We've had opportunities to move it north of, just on the other side in Northport, and it just don't seem right. It don't sit right with my mother, and she wants to keep it right here. Nothing ever changed. The same paint, the same everything,
Well,
just the atmosphere. She wants to remain the same.
I hope it never changes on, speaking for myself, but we want to thank you so much, Luke Smelly, for having us here and hosting us at the Waysider. Have you still got some biscuits back there?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fix you up.
I'm gonna finish these off. But,
thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. This is really a true Alabama treasure.
Thank you, sir.